So I'm so sick of the rain. It just makes working on this terrible. I don't know, everybody jokes about like Washington raining all the time, but this is ridiculous. Doesn't usually rain this much. But anyways, I made a makeshift protection so I can work on the Jeep. Still having issues with starting. This is my problem right here. Alright, so I know it's not the starter. Somebody had suggested that. I know that because it's a brand new starter now. It's still spinning the flex plate and moving all the pulleys and the crankshaft. So my next thought is I was kind of following Tinkering Fox's video on how to build this, and one thing where I went wrong, I used parts that he did, like more specifically the push rods on his build. But the difference between his build and mine is I went with the Edelbrock with springs and valves, and he had his own set he got from, I believe, a buddy or something like that. But anyways, different. So that's something that I didn't think of at the time, and I probably should have. So thankfully I don't have to pull this thing back out of the engine, or back out of the Jeep anyways. And I'm going to take the valve cover off. And O'Reilly says they'll have it for me by 2 today. I'm hoping. I need to get this thing going. Me and my wife are down to 1 car because the bug broke down on me. And yeah, but that's where we're at. So hopefully we can get this thing going. Alright, so I think I found my problem. So number one, and we'll go down the line here. Number 1 cylinder, this is the exhaust stroke. So number 1, number 2, number 3, all the exhaust strokes were bent. Number 4, both were bent, and then 5 and 6 were still good. So I think that's my compression problem. My first indication should have been, so this is the stock bolt, or not stock, but this is the bolt that came with these Harlan Sharp rockers. Alright, and when I went to install them, they did not reach. That should have been my first warning. But instead I was stupid and I went out and bought these a little bit longer bolts, and we see the result of that. So note to self, if the bolt doesn't reach, it's not the bolt's problem or fault, it is something else going on. So these, I'm pretty sure, are too long for the system. Lesson learned.